Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my shop. Today is April 11th and it's my weekly shop update. So, biggest thing going on in the shop this week is waterfall table number 3 is right here in the clamps and it is looking pretty interesting. So here's a quick look at the waterfall joint itself. The continuity looks pretty good. Everything looks like it turned out really nice, and this glue up is almost ready to have the clamps taken off and have the cawls taken off and then get everything all cleaned up and ready for finish. But here's what the resin with the wood kind of looks like. Although you'll never see this view because this is obviously the bottom of the leg here. It's kind of a cool look to see the resin up against the end grain of the wood. Pretty cool looking. So a lot of progress on this thing over the last week, and I guess the biggest thing with this was the actual resin pour, which was probably the most anticlimactic thing that I've done in a long time. Literally just pouring resin into a cavity. But the whole process went really well. I dammed up the void with that sheathing tape from the bottom side or the back side and did an initial pour of just maybe like 1/8 of an inch thick just to get a nice seal at the bottom there without a lot of pressure from the epoxy pushing its way out. So once that set up for about a day, got pretty tacky and was kind of gummed up. Then I did the actual main pour, which was, I think it was 50 ounces of resin went in there to fill up the rest of the way. I had estimated apparently like within 1 ounce of how much I was going to need for that whole pour, which was going to be 57 ounces. I didn't think that made sense. I couldn't figure out, like, something was wrong with that. So I mixed up 64 ounces of resin just so I had some extra, and I had a lot of extra. So a little bit of second guessing myself, and I had a fair amount of resin left over, so I made a small, like, I don't know, serving tray kind of thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I had some scrap live edge stock, threw that together with some tape, and poured a little river in the middle of it, and maybe that'll become something someday. So one thing with the resin pour that did happen is the epoxy did shrink quite a bit as it kind of went through its final curing. So when I did the pour, I kind of poured it over the surface so it was like a little bit over the top, and it stayed that way until it got through the entire like gelling process. So it wasn't that the epoxy was being absorbed into the wood, which was causing the level to go down. It got through the gel process, and then the next day it was down below the surface of the wood by about 1/16 of an inch. So at that point, if I really wanted to, I could have capped it with another coat of epoxy, but I decided to just run the whole thing through the planer since this thing fit through there just barely, and just bring down the wood to the same level as the epoxy, which I guess worked out all right. So after that, I could cut the waterfall joint, and the process for that was exactly the same thing as the other one I did whenever that was, like last week or whatever. So I made the bevel cuts with the track saw, added some dominoes to reinforce that joint. I glued on my clamping cawls and then glued the whole thing together, and that's kind of where things are at right now. So one thing I did on this one that's slightly different than the last one is the angle of the waterfall. On the glass one, that one, the leg is angled at like 1 or 2 degrees off of 90, so it kind of splays out a little bit. This one is like out maybe like 4 degrees or so it has much more of a slope downward. I'm just kind of playing with that look just to kind of give some ideas of what's possible, because there's no reason why this has to be exactly 90. And on the first table I did, it's actually angled back by like 1 degree or something, so the angle is like 91 degrees. On the first table I did, the one at ash, this one is like 86 degrees, and the second one is like 88 degrees or something like that. So just kind of playing with some angles, but yeah, that's this guy. So over here on this table, this is the one that's getting the glass. Last week I figured out the shape for the glass that's going to go in here. You can probably see the pencil line in here, which is where the rabbit's going to be made to recess the glass down in there. So I got that all figured out. The kind of the shape follows the grain, so that piece of glass would kind of look like it just follows the grain all the way across the entire length, which is going to be pretty sweet. So I took the template in to the glass cutter that's getting cut, and I should have that back maybe within a week here. And then this will get inlaid in here, and then this one will be done as well. I'm looking forward to this one a lot because I think it's going to be a really cool look. The glass tint that I went with is a really kind of pale blue, so it's going to be kind of contrasting to this, which is a more vivid blue. So this would be a little more subtle and reserved as opposed to the resin table, which is more in your face. So back to this thing, in case you're wondering about the tint I went with, or the overall, I guess, color. I went with the equal parts of turquoise and the blue with the same ratio as the samples. So basically this one right here. And it's not going to be noticeable right now because this is still only sanded to 80 grit. It needs to be polished still, so it's not going to, you'll be able to see the metallic flake in there for a while. But it looks, I don't know, kind of like this, but not really. It has its own kind of look. But yeah. The other thing with these things is Lindsay was out here checking out the tables, and a couple of these are going to be cut up into little coasters to go with the tables, which I think it's a pretty cool idea for these things. So I still have a lot of these, but at least I'll have use for a couple of them. So that's all that's going on in my shop this week. Let's take a look at some viewer projects. First this week is a Beetle kill crib and changing table by Eric. The trees were harvested in Colorado, and this is his first attempt at Morrison tenon joinery. For the crib, the front and back runners are glued into the legs, but the side panels are bolted so it can be easily stored and transported. The paneling is tongue and groove, and it's mounted in a groove that's routed into the runners. The changing table is also built with Morrison tenons and is glued up with epoxy. The shelves are attached with screws to cleats, which attach it to the runners. And both pieces are finished with tung oil and buffed out with steel wool. Next is a Japanese-inspired picture frame by Tomy. Tomy made this frame for a crew picture he got after he left the workplace where he worked for 11 years. It includes green design elements and features a Tsuchiban finishing process. Tomy has a video over on his YouTube channel that goes through the whole process of making this frame. You'll definitely want to check that out. Next this week are a set of mallets by Alston. The heads are made from a red gum bowl blank. The handles on a pair of them are made also from red gum, and the other one is made from mango. Last this week is a dine table by Gregoire. Gregoire made this table to replace his 4-person IKEA table that he's outgrown since now they are a family of 5. It's made from black walnut that was bought from a local sawmill that happened to have a donkey and sheep. He made this table using only hand tools, working out of his shed in his backyard. Gregoire has a video over on his YouTube channel that shows the entire process of the build. It's quite good. Definitely want to check that out as well. So that's about all for me this week. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about anything I talked about today or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. I'd love to be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.